Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. I am your host, Josh Davis, also known as Crash. Today is Monday, July 11th, 2022, and I am here to talk to you guys about today's Major League Baseball slate. If you're new to the channel, if you would give us a like and hit the subscribe button, and after you've subscribed, if you would hit the alarm bell, that will let you know when the latest podcast has been added to our channel. If you're new to DFS Coach Talk, you can join us at dfscoachtalk.com. We have two specials going on right now. We have our Summer League special, which goes through July 17th for only $26, and that gets you all of our sports content that we provide. We provide core plays for Draftkings and a clipboard with our highlighted top plays and also our other recommended plays. And then we have on Fanduel and Yahoo full lineups. So definitely want to join us. We also have announced on Saturday our second half of the MLB special, and that is only $111. It gets you through October 2nd, which is week 4 of the NFL season. So you'll get that first 4 weeks of the NFL, all the Major League Baseball, and the rest of, whatever sports that we're providing as well. So just great content for very, valuable, inexpensive pricing. And our presenting sponsor today is PrizePicks. If you go to prizepicks.com, use the promo code CoachTalk, all one word with no space, they will 100% match your first deposit up to $100. Today, I'm going to be going over the main slate. It starts at 7:10 p.m. Eastern. We have 8 games on Draftkings and then 7 games on Fanduel and Yahoo. My top pitcher for the main slate is going to be Max Fried. He's 10-4 on Fanduel, 9,600 on DraftKings. He scored 40-plus fantasy points in 7 of his last 8 starts, and he went up against this Mets team earlier this season in May. That was in New York, and he pitched 6 innings. He only allowed 2 runs, and he struck out 6 for 40 fantasy points. The Mets have been about league average against left-handed pitchers this year. Fried has scored 40-plus fantasy points in 3 of his last 4 starts against the Mets. So I like him a little bit more than Scherzer. I think he'll be lower owned. And Scherzer's actually had some trouble in the past with the Braves lineup. So I like Fried here as my top pay-up option. My value play is not really somebody I would consider a great value as far as price. He's 10-1 on FanDuel, 10,000 on DraftKings. So he's just a little bit cheaper than Fried on FanDuel, and he's actually cost a little bit more on DraftKings. But I also like Aaron Nola. He's going up against the Cardinals, and they've really been struggling to score lately. They've only scored more than 3 runs in one time in their last 8 games, and that was yesterday. They had a come from behind 4-3 win over the Phillies, and they've been shut out 4 times in those 8 games. So Cardinals offense has really been struggling to score. So I like Aaron Nola in this matchup. He didn't face them when they played in this series in Philly. So this will be his first time facing them this season. But I like him against the Cardinals that have been struggling offensively. And Max Scherzer is going to be my fade. He's the most expensive pitcher on both sites. As I mentioned before, he has had some struggles against the Braves. And in his last 5 starts, he's only averaging about 32.5 fantasy points against the Braves. So Scherzer had some struggles with them. He'll be high owned, so it's going to be warm. I just think that, I'd rather go to these other options and just hope that Scherzer has struggles again with this Braves team. My BVP play right along that same line is going to be Ronaldo Cooney Jr. He's 4,100 on FanDuel, 6,000 on DraftKings, so he is expensive. But he's 350 against Max Scherzer. He has 7 hits in 20 at-bats with 3 singles, a double, a triple, and 2 home runs. So really solid numbers from Acuna Jr., and I expect him to have another, solid night at the plate tonight. My home run call is going to be Jose Ramirez. He has 6 hits and 17 at-bats against Lance Lynn with 2 singles, a double, and 3 home runs. And he's hit 14 of his 17 home runs this year against right-handed pitchers. So I like Ramirez to go deep today. Kind of a lot of the same stats, similar to what we saw with Byron Buxton, who hit a home run for us yesterday. So I like Jose Ramirez as my home run call. My top stacks are going to be both sides of the Coors game, both the Padres against Jose Urena, which he did do really well in his last start against the Dodgers, surprisingly well to me. As a Brewers fan, he was with the Brewers early this year, and he didn't look anything like he did in that game against the Dodgers. So I do expect some regression in Coors. It's a favorable ballpark for hitters, so I like the Padres against him. I also like other side of the matchup with the Rockies against Sean Manaea. Manaea has been a solid pitcher this year, but he's also struggled at times, and I think in Coors it's going to be tough for him. My GPP stack is going to be the Tampa Bay Rays against Brian Bello. I think that they can take advantage of him. They're in Tampa, and so I like the Rays as a little bit of a lower-owned GPP stack, especially since yesterday some people were on them against Nick Lodolo, and he let him, they let him down, or they let people down. So I think the Rays will be lower-owned, and I like them. And then for PrizePicks, like I said earlier, if you haven't joined PrizePicks yet, go to prizepicks.com, use the promo code CoachTalk, all one word with no space. They will 100% match your first deposit up to $100. So for PrizePicks, I like my home run call as my first play. It's going to be Jose Ramirez over 7.5 fantasy score. And then I'm going to go with something a little bit different. I'm going to go with, as I mentioned, the Cardinals offense has been struggling. Nola's been pitching very well. So I'm going to take the under at 0.5 first innings runs in the Philadelphia-St. Louis game as my other PrizePicks play for the day. And that's going to do it, guys. Coach wasn't able to join me today. Hopefully he'll be back on the show. He should be back on the show tomorrow with Deb, actually, and then I'll be back with Coach on Wednesday. So hope you guys have a great Monday. Let's crush MLB today and all this week. And certainly be back again tomorrow when we look to crush it in MLB DFS and PrizePicks. Thank you.